So last week I was invited to London for Samsung Galaxy Unpacked, where they presented their brand new foldables, and this is the new Galaxy Watch Ultra2. I've been wearing it non-stop. I even dragged it through a workout while in London. And as someone who has owned just about every Apple Watch, I'm just gonna say this controversial thing right away. I think this is the best looking smartwatch ever made, period. But at a price of $699, it's not a small investment, and pretty alone doesn't cut it. Let's ramble.
Hold up, things go wild when I pull up. They all on me like a once.
Real quick before we dive in, and yes, this thing actually dives, but we'll get to that later. Samsung handed me this review unit a couple of days ahead of Unpacked so I could test it for you guys. This video is not sponsored by Samsung. They have zero say in what I tell you, and this is a review unit, so I don't get to keep it as much as I would love to. There is a sponsor later on in this video, and funnily enough, it also lives on your wrist. Anyway, best looking smartwatch. Them's fighting words, I know, but hear me out. You channel regulars already know I'm a bit of a watch guy. I did get severely bitten by that mechanical watch bug, so looks do matter to me, and most smartwatches, let's be honest, look pretty hideous. Not this one. The titanium case is 12% thinner than the previous Ultra. The bezel now has these engraved numbers running around it, and the whole thing just looks like one solid sculpted piece of metal instead of a screen glued onto a puck. It's still 47 millimeters, so definitely a bit of a chonker and probably not built for the tinier wrist. But at around 61 grams, it wears surprisingly light. The 3 buttons are nicely spaced now with a guard around the orange quick button, which helps avoid those accidental presses, you know? And the new bands are a massive upgrade as well, in my opinion. I've got the marine band in olive. I absolutely love this color because it's both sporty and still elegant, and it's thinner and softer with these little air pockets here, so sweat can actually dry. Sapphire crystal on top because we know those gym sessions do be rough sometimes. Rugged and still good looking, which is a combo not easily achieved, but I think Samsung really nailed it with this one. And then there's this display. 1.52 inches, Super AMOLED, and 5,000 nits. That is the first smartwatch ever to hit that number. In practice, I checked it in direct sunlight at a bad angle, perfectly legible, no squinting. Samsung says it even cuts through water when you're diving. You're gonna have to take their word for it because I'm not much of a diver. By the way, if you see this display acting a bit funny on camera, that's because of the shutter speed of my camera. You won't see that in person. All right, let's do a quick spec list for my fellow nerds. It's got the new Snapdragon Wear Elite chip, 5 cores, 3 nanometer, 2 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, Wear OS 7, and every single unit has LTE built in. No sizes, no versions, no configurator, one watch, $699. Simple. Painful, but simple. The headline for me though is this battery. 800 milliamp hours, 35% bigger than its predecessor, and Samsung claims up to 60 hours with the always on display running. And there's something I need to clear up because I've seen early reviews complaining that this thing charges pretty slowly. This is actually the first Galaxy Watch with fast charging. Samsung claims 40% in 30 minutes. I didn't quite get that. I charged it from 12% to 45% within that time frame, but it's possible that a proper wall charger would squeeze out those last couple of points. In any case, it's fast enough. Be sure to use that official charging puck it comes with though, because an older or a third-party puck could result in slower charging speeds. Now, for the gym test. The morning after Unpacked, slightly sleep deprived, Samsung organized the perfect wake up, a gym session in London's beautiful BXR gym. I mean, come on now, look at these views. Now, being a bit of a gym rat, I've tested more than a few fitness trackers and watches in my day, and from what I can tell you, the tracking accuracy seems on point. I know that's not exactly very scientific, but I'm gonna have to trust me bro you on this one. I do share the one complaint that I basically hear everybody make, and that is that during a workout, the buttons keep doing smartwatchy things. Mid-set, hands are sweaty, the touchscreen is kind of useless, and pressing a button opens things I don't want to be opened. Nobody needs their wallet during a bench press. Thankfully, this thing is pretty customizable, so I'm sure we can make this work somehow, but that brings me to my bigger wish. Samsung, you invented the rotating bezel. It was brilliant. Please bring it back. BMW's iDrive is the best in-car menu navigator for the same reason. I do miss it. The rotating bezel was as well. It just makes sense, and nobody wants to fidget around on a touchscreen in these scenarios. This exact watch, but with the rotating bezel, that would be the absolute final boss of smartwatches. Speaking of wrist real estate, this little thing has been sharing mine for a while now, and it's a sponsor of today's video, the MemoKit Gem. It's a tiny AI wearable, 0.4 ounces, that's lighter than 4 sugar cubes, and it snaps right in next to the watch you're already wearing. It's so light, you honestly forget it's even there. Now, if you happen to wear an Apple Watch, MemoKit's co-wear band makes it even easier by integrating the Gem straight into the co-wear band. What it does, it captures the conversations you want it to, meetings, calls, brainstorms, and here's the part that actually impressed me. It doesn't summarize them one by one. It connects the context across all of them. So on Friday, I can literally ask it, what did I promise people this week? And it writes me my weekly report. And nothing gets stuck in yet another app. My action items land straight into my reminders and my calendar. Notes go into Notion or Slack, where my stuff already lives anyway. Battery life is good. 20 hours of recording, so roughly a full work week. It ships in August, but the early bird deal is already live right now, $179 instead of $199, and that includes a full year of their unlimited plan. Link in the description below, as always. Thank you, MemoKit. Now back to the watch. Now, if you're more of an outdoor athlete, which admittedly I'm not, this is where the Ultra 2 really flexes. Trail running now does turn-by-turn GPX routes with climbing guidance. The watch already warns you what a hill looks like before you even get to it, and it even tells you when and how much to drink based on your estimated sweat loss. And like I said in the beginning, it's also a certified diving instrument now, EN 13319, developed with MARES tracking depth. Dive time and water temperature down to 40 meters with a full dive computer app coming later this year. At least that's what Samsung promises. Am I a diver? The deepest I probably go is fishing my kids' toys off the bottom of the pool. But as a dad, the safety stuff genuinely speaks to me. Fall detection, emergency SOS with 5 presses, and an 86 decibel siren you can trigger by holding the quick button. And that should be audible from 180 meters away. I hope I'll never need it, but it's nice to know it's there. Then there's sleep, and Samsung is serious about this as well. FDA cleared sleep apnea detection, a vitals baseline that learns your normal, regular state, and then there's sleep coaching that tells you which one of 8 sleep animals you actually are. Okay, that last one is not that serious, but you get the point. I've worn it to bed a couple of nights now, and it seems pretty accurate. One of our little ones woke me up in the middle of the night because she needed help going to the toilet, and the watch recorded every frustrating minute of it. As an everyday smartwatch, it's fast, it's smooth, and the party trick is Gemini. Raise your wrist, start talking, done. No wake word, no button, start a 30-minute workout, boom, it's running. By the way, Samsung did also send over their newest Galaxy Z Fold 8 to pair with this thing and to review, of course. And guys, I am absolutely in love with this phone, especially this new form factor. Review on this thing coming soon, so get subscribed if you aren't already, or maybe it's already on the channel, depending on which video made it to YouTube first. Doesn't matter, get subscribed anyway. Thank you. So guys, there's my early verdict. This is the best Galaxy Watch ever made, and I'm looking forward to testing it some more to see how it does over time, you know, once it properly learns my routines and my baselines. Theoretically, it can only get better from there and more accurate. But like I said, this is the best looking smartwatch, full stop. Now, the big question is, should you get it? If you're on a Watch 5 Pro or anything older, I'd say this is an easy yes. Buy once, cry once, you know, part with the money and be happy for quite a few years to come. If you have last year's Ultra, honestly, you can skip it. The upgrades are real but subtle, and knowing Samsung, some of these features will trickle down to the older smartwatches anyway. If you're choosing between this and the much cheaper Watch 9, it comes down to basically 3 things: battery, brightness, and the outdoorsy stuff. And if you are pre-ordering, make sure you do it before the 6th of August, which I think is the cutoff point for that $100 in credit. Guys, let me know in the comments, is this the best looking smartwatch ever made, or do I need to get my eyes checked? And please tell me what features you want me to focus on for a follow-up video. If you enjoyed this one, give it a like, and if you didn't, just hit dislike twice. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.